Welcome to the Spring 2019 session of World Geography. I am your instructor, Mr. McAfee. I wanted to point out a few things to you in your syllabus. The first is just a quick introduction to the class. This class will focus on cultures around the world, and so we will investigate the ways that people live. That includes religion, freedoms, government, a variety of ways that people live around the world. We'll do that through a variety of activities, online activities, and class discussions. I want to direct your attention to the course objectives of letter F. One of the areas that we will focus on will be the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We'll look at those goals and how they impact different regions of the world in ways that human beings can make a difference and help the United Nations achieve those goals by 2030. I also want to point out to you that my role is your instructor. I know this is an online course, but I hope it'll function fairly similar to a class you would be at sitting in my classroom. I hope to be someone that can support you, help guide you through the class, answer any questions for you, and help all of you to engage in an online learning community with each other where you dialogue and communicate and give feedback and hopefully learn together and experience some of this class together as a group. I also want to point out the ways to contact me. My email address is there, and my school phone number is there as well. You can email me, obviously, at any point in time, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. The best way to catch me by phone is from 12:45 to 2 o'clock every day. Or if that time does not work for you, then shoot me an email and we can work out a different time to be able to talk. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any needs, concerns, questions. I definitely want you to be successful in the class and want to help you in any ways that I possibly can. It may be good news to you to know that there are no textbooks for this class. So most of what we do will be through current events or other materials that I've gathered over time. And so we'll read and engage in classroom discussion for that. Obviously, this is an online class, and so it would be advantageous for you to have a laptop, a smart device, or some kind of a personal computer where you can record audio, video, where you can look at audio and video, and where you can use a variety of different apps. I also want to point out to you, we're going to use Google Drive. You should have access to a Google Drive by using your school email address. I will deliver course content to you through Google Classroom. The Google Classroom code is there for you, and if you click on the underline in blue, that will take you to Google Classroom. Again, you will log in with your school credentials. So that will be your school email address and password. You can also, if you have not used Google Classroom in the past, you can download this as an app on your phone, and that'll give you quick access to anything that we're doing in the course. If you were to have any kind of technical difficulties, you needed assistance, you can contact K-12 ITC on your school issued device. There should be an icon on your desktop, and so you should be able to click on that and you could contact them with any kind of concerns that you might have. In this class, you're going to be evaluated in a couple different ways. The first will be class participation. This is one I'm pretty excited about. We will engage in a lot of class discussion via our online platform. Class discussions, you are required to post on each topic in the discussion threads, and you are required to respond to other people's posts as well. In your responses, those should be educational and academic in nature. It should really engage in academic communication and discussion. You also should agree or disagree with some of the stances that people are taking, and then provide some evidence. So if you agree with something, provide some evidence that would back that up. If you disagree, likewise, provide some evidence that would maybe be a counterpoint to show why you disagree. Assignments within each module, there will be assignments for you to complete. I think those will be self-explanatory, and there'll be directions that go along with each one of those. Projects will do many projects in each module that will investigate the UN Sustainable Development Goals and some issues that people in those regions face, and so directions will be included for those as we get to that time. Also, at the end of the semester, we're going to do kind of a bigger presentation in relation to the UN Sustainable Development Goals, where you'll talk about a specific goal and how it is, how we see that across the world, and what people can do in order to help that out. And then finally, you'll have some quizzes in this class and tests. Quizzes will be at random. I'll give you a heads up ahead of time. The exams, there will be one exam per module. Speaking of modules, you'll see there are 4 modules in this course that cover the areas that we will study. The first module will address Europe and Latin America. The second will address the Middle East. The third will address Africa, and the last will address Asia. We do not cover the United States because hopefully you're pretty familiar with the United States at this point in time. And we don't do Canada because nobody likes Canada. I also want to point out to you that I have very terrible jokes. And so any of these videos you watch, if you can make it through it without hearing a terrible joke, good luck. And finally, some course policies here. I do accept late assignments for 75% as long as it's done by the end of the next module. If you're having trouble or you're falling behind, please do not hesitate to shoot me an email. I also want to let you know we're going to follow the district policy when it comes to plagiarism and cheating. And so if you're in a situation where you feel the need to plagiarize or cheat, you're feeling stress by deadlines, please reach out to me and we'll see what we can do to help you out. And the final point here is about digital citizenship and literacy. Anything that you post should be academic in nature and adhere to the topics that we are discussing. Please understand that, again, these are academic discussions, and so they should reflect a professional nature. A little bit about myself. I'm the father to a 12-year-old daughter. Something we like to do is travel, and so this is us last year in Canyonlands in Utah, and the year before we were in Yellowstone. Every year we like to take a father-daughter trip, and so we've been all around pretty much the West at this point in time, with still a few places out there that we would like to hit. I like to spend time with friends. I am the very, very young one on the far right of this group of knuckleheads. I like to coach. I'm a cross-country and track coach. And my daughter and I, we like to hike, and so this is one of our hikes from last year. We'll explore places in the Kansas City area where we like to hike as well. All right, so your first assignment in this class, we're working on creating an online learning community. And so within that, I want you guys to get to know each other. I want you to feel comfortable with each other and feel at ease when you're engaging in online discussion. And so I want you to be more than just a name. I want you to be able to know a little bit about the people in this class with you. And so your assignment is to create an introduction video, and you may use any tool of your choice. So that could be YouTube, Powtoons, VoiceThread, or anything else you find that you feel like you're an expert on. I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself, some things you like to do, don't like to do, what are some things that you're involved in, what do you hope to get out of this class. So hopefully there's something that you saw in the syllabus that jumps out at you that you may find to be interesting. And then because this is a world geography class, talk a little bit about places that you've traveled outside the United States. Tell us where you've traveled and what you've experienced. For me, I've been to Canada, I've been to Latin America a couple times, and I've been to Europe. I went to England, and I've been to Switzerland, I've been to Italy. And that's about the extent of my world travels. If you've not traveled outside the United States, then fill us in on some places you would like to go and why you would like to visit there. After you record and post your introduction video, I want you to go in and watch 3 other videos and respond to those videos. This will give you an opportunity to get to know each other a little bit better and begin that process of communication and dialogue that's really going to be important for us this semester. I look forward to meeting all of you. I'm really excited for the class this semester. It's one of my favorite classes to teach, and I really enjoy getting to meet new people.